నేను మాత్రం మా ఇద్దరు పిల్లల్ని క్వాలిటీ ఎడ్యుకేషన్ అందించే ఉల్లంపర్రు మాంటిసోరీ స్కూల్లో మాత్రమే చదివిస్తాను. ఇలా అన్నీ ఉన్న చోట మన పిల్లల్ని చదివిస్తేనే వాళ్ళకి మంచి భవిష్యత్తు ఉంటుంది.
నాకు అన్ని నెంబర్ 1 కావాలి. అందుకే నా పెద్ద మనవరాల్ని అన్ని వసతులతో క్వాలిటీ ఎడ్యుకేషన్ అందిస్తున్న స్కూల్లోనే జాయిన్ చేశాను.
ఏ స్కూల్ సార్ అది?
ఉల్లంపర్రు మాంటిసరీ స్కూల్. క్వాలిటీ ఎడ్యుకేషన్ లో నెంబర్ 1, కల్చరల్ యాక్టివిటీస్ లో నెంబర్ 1, స్పోర్ట్స్ లో నెంబర్ 1, క్యాంపస్ లో నెంబర్ 1.
అది
మీ పిల్లల బంగారు భవిష్యత్తుకు మాది బాధ్యత.
Good morning, 9th class students. This is Arnamis. Today our topic is axes and bases. It is from 10th class physical science. Students, we already learned in axes and bases in 6th and 7th classes, and now we are connecting that in 10th class. This is very weightage topic in our 10th class. So, students, you all know that acids and bases. The minimum you know the definition of the acids and bases. Come to the acids which are sour to taste, and bases bitter and they are soapy to touch. These you know it. And how we have to, there are some indicators which will identify acids and bases, which will change their color in the presence of acids and bases. Those we call it as the indicators. Here some indicators I noted here, that is red litmus, blue litmus, methyl orange and phenolphthalein. These are the indicators. Okay. So in the presence of these indicators, the solutions, acids and bases. Students, one more thing I recollecting you. In 8th class you learned about the matter around us. What are the matter around us? That is pure and impure. In 9th class you read it. So these acids and bases come under the classification of pure matter. Pure matter again classified into elements and compounds. Compounds, the pure matter of the compounds which will combine, compounds is nothing but which will combine 2 or more elements in fixed ratio, indefinite ratio. Those are called as the compounds. Those are the pure substance. They classified into acids, bases and salts. So today we are going to discussing about the acids and bases. How there is some indicators. Those indicators, through those indicators we are identifying acids and bases. So in the presence of indicators, acids turn red litmus into no color. Acids turn blue litmus into red color. Methyl orange into red. Phenolphthalein no change. So acids in the acids, then we won't find any change in the presence of red litmus. We will find red color in the presence of blue litmus. It will turn methyl orange into red color. Phenolphthalein no change. Coming to bases. Bases turns red litmus into blue in color. There is no change in the presence of blue litmus, but it will turn methyl orange into yellow color, and it will turn phenolphthalein into pink color. These are the color changes in the presence of acids and bases. These acids and bases. So we list out some acids and bases. I will give some examples to acids and bases. Acid. Hydrochloric acid, sulfuric acid, nitric acid, carbonic acid. These are the acids, examples of the acids. And coming to the bases, sodium hydroxide, magnesium hydroxide, calcium hydroxide, aluminum hydroxide, SEMA. Bases means I am all saying magnesium hydroxide, calcium hydroxide, aluminum hydroxide. These will be characterized by the bases. So coming to the properties of acids and bases, this is the very important. Now we were 10th class part. Up to now we recollecting our 6th and 7th topic. Now we are entering into 10th. So in the coming to 10th part, we are going to prove the some chemical properties of the acids, chemical reactions of the acids. This is the first activity in your 10th class, acids and bases. Very important. This activity is the 4 marks question will come from this activity. Okay students, coming to the what is this activity, what is the chemical reaction of the acids and bases means, coming to the chemical property of the acids, when acids react with the metals, that is the chemical reaction. What will form? When the acids react with the metal, they will liberate hydrogen gas. This we have to prove it. This is the activity. What is the aim of the activity? When acids react with metals, hydrogen gas will liberate. For this activity, we want apparatus we will need. We need the apparatus, test tube, retort stand, zinc granules, hydrochloric acid, rubber, 2-hole rubber corn, delivery tube, funnel, and gas collecting jar, and finally burning splinter. Once again I am repeating what operators will need means the operators we need to prove this activity test tube, retort stand, rubber cork, two-hole rubber cork, delivery tube, retort still funnel, gas collecting jars and chemicals, zinc granules and hydrochloric acid, and finally we need to test it hydrogen gas, liberated hydrogen gas, the burning splinter. These are the operators we need. So first what we have to do, the step 1. In step 1 first we have to take the test tube. In the test tube we have to take the zinc, a few pieces of zinc granules, and we close the test tube with two-hole rubber cork, a rubber cork which consisting of two holes, that's we call it the two-hole rubber cork. In one hole we have to insert the delivery tube. In one hole you have to insert in diagram see clearly. In one hole you have to insert the delivery tube. In another hole we have to insert the still funnel. Okay, the delivery tube is connected to a gas collecting jar. This is the arrangement of the operators. Now pour some hydrochloric acid drop by drop into the, so in the test tube we have to take the few pieces of zinc granules and we have to suspend it with the two-hole rubber cork. In one hole we are suspending the delivery tube. That delivery tube connected to a gas collecting jar, we call it as the, and in this we have to take some soap water, and this is the distil funnel. Through the distil funnel we add hydrochloric acid dropwise up to the zinc granules dissolve. Are you clearing? We have to slowly pour HCl gas into the zinc pieces up to zinc pieces dissolve. You will observe a gas is passing into a gas is evolving and that gas will pass into it. So how we will test this gas? So here we have taken the zinc pieces and we added HCl gas drop by drop. By that a gas is evolving. That gas we have to test it. How we have to test it? Means with the help of burning splinter. We introduce burning splinter here. That burning splinter means it will burns with the red color flame. When we introduce burning splinter in the presence of gas, that gas, the color of the flame turns into blue color first, then it will put off with pop sound. The only hydrogen gas will put off the flame with the pop sound. That is the indication of hydrogen gas is evolving. Now I am writing the chemical reaction here in equation. First we taken the zinc pieces, it is in solid state, and we added dilute hydrochloric acid. It is the liquid state, zinc pieces, and we added the dilute hydrochloric acid. By that we will get the salt ZnCl2 plus hydrogen. This is the chemical reaction. This is very important activity, students. I think you will write it after listening it in your notes with 6 sentences, 6 to 8 sentences. Are you clear the activity? First, the aim of the activity is when acids react with metals, liberate hydrogen gas. For that we have to take one metal and we have to take the acid, and after the reaction we will get the salt plus water. This is liquid state and this is the gaseous state. How we will test the gas means when we introduce the burning splinter first turns in the flame of the burning splinter first turns into blue color, then it will put off with the pop sound. Okay, next chemical act. This is also very important activity, students. One more activity about the bases. Bases, now acids completed, acids react with the metal, gives a liberate hydrogen gas. What about the bases? Bases will also liberate hydrogen gas when they will react with the metal. Same thing, same operators. In the place of acid we are adding base. Same metal I am taking zinc and we are adding the base. Which base means sodium hydroxide. I am adding the base of sodium hydroxide. Zinc pieces plus adding the base sodium hydroxide. By that we will get the salt, that is the sodium zincate. Na2ZnO2. This is very important formula. We call it as the sodium zincate plus hydrogen gas. bases will not does not react with the metals. Bases will not react with the all metals, sorry. All the bases will not react with the so the bases will not react with the all metals, it will react with only some metals, by that it will also liberate hydrogen gas. So acids reacting with metals liberate hydrogen gas, bases reacting with the metals will also liberate the hydrogen gas. This is the two activities, and here you have to remember the formula of sodium zincate. How it will form is, when zinc granules react with the base sodium hydroxide, what the product we will get it? Sodium zincate and hydrogen. Okay students, one activity I completed, that is lab activities we call it as. These two activities we completed. Again we are going, this is one chemical property of acids and bases. Next, coming to second chemical property of acids. When acids, metallic carbonates and metallic bicarbonates or metallic hydrogen carbonates, what the products will get it? We will see it. Now we are discussing about the second chemical reaction of acids. These acids react with metallic compounds, what the products will get it means, when acids react with the metallic compounds or metallic hydrogen carbonates, it will liberate carbon dioxide gas. So that is the activity. So the aim of the activity is, when acids react with metallic carbonates or metallic hydrogen carbonates, liberate carbon dioxide. Okay, for that, what the apparatus we need means, we need two test tubes and the chemicals metallic carbonate and metallic bicarbonate and derivative. But in that, what is your activity? The acid reacting with metallic carbonate and metallic hydrogen carbonate. So we need acid. Which acid we are taking? Hydrochloric acid. Those are the apparatus. For the what the apparatus we need? Two test tubes, two chemicals. One is sodium carbonate and sodium bicarbonate, and acid, hydrochloric acid, and delivery tubes to collect the gas. Okay. So coming to the process of this experiment, first we have to take the two test tubes, label them as A and B. We have to take two test tubes, label them as A and B. In one test tube pour sodium carbonate, in another test tube pour sodium, take the sodium bicarbonate and add slowly hydrochloric acid in the two test tubes, 2 drops, and observe what the reaction takes place. We will observe a gas is evolving in it. That gas, when passed into the lime water, that lime water turns into milky. That is the indication of the evolved gas is carbon dioxide. I will write the chemical equations here. Sodium carbonate, Na2CO3. This is also called as the washing soda, plus hydrochloric acid gives rise to first salt, NaCl, plus carbon dioxide plus water. This is the product. Next, sodium bicarbonate, Na2 sodium bicarbonate, or we call it as sodium hydrogen carbonate plus acid. Sodium hydrogen carbonate reacting with the hydrochloric acid. These two are the carbonates. This is the washing soda, this is the baking soda. Okay, chemical formula of washing soda and baking soda. These two are reacting with hydrochloric acid. What the products we are getting is salt plus carbon dioxide plus water. How we have to test? This is the carbon dioxide means we have to pass that carbon dioxide gas into the lime water. That lime water will turn into milky. That is the indication of it is the carbon dioxide. Okay, so two activities students, acids and bases reacting with the metal liberate hydrogen gas, and acids react with the carbonates or metallic carbonates, metallic bicarbonates, they liberate carbon dioxide gas. Okay, these two 4 marks questions, very important textual 4 mark questions for your 10th class regarding your public. Okay, so students, acids and bases, when how we have to identify means, first of all physical test with the help of indicators. One more indicator is there which will change their taste. Already the indicators we discussed which change their colors, but the some indicators are there which will change their odor. Odor is nothing but smell. Those indicators we call it as the all factor indicators. For the all factor indicators are the indicators which change the odor or smell. Those we call it as the all factor indicators. Example for the all factor indicators: onion, vanilla essence, clove oil. Okay. Acids react with the metal we discussed. Acids reacts with the carbonates we discussed. Now, when the acid react with the base or base react with the acid, what will happen? Students, before going to this, one small example. Take a small jar. In that you have to take the phenolphthalein indicator. Okay, phenolphthalein indicator, and pour the base strong base sodium hydroxide into the phenolphthalein indicator. That phenolphthalein indicator, so sodium hydroxide is the base. It turns phenolphthalein into which color? Yeah, pink color. Then add hydrochloric acid and observe the color of that solution. The color slowly disappears. Means by adding base, it will turn into pink color, and after adding the acid, the color will disappear. Again add sodium hydroxide, again the color will reappear. That's reactions we call it as the neutralization reactions. When acid react with the base, what the products will form is salt plus water. Acid reacts with the base, gives out salt and water. That reaction we call it as the neutralization reaction. Coming to the example for neutralization reaction, I am taking the strong acid HCl and it is the base. This is HCl is the example for acid. Sodium hydroxide is the example for base. When these two will react, what we are getting means a common salt, NaCl, and water. And one more example, I have taken the acid sulfuric acid. It is the king of the acids, and it reacts with potassium hydroxide. We will get the salt, potassium sulfate plus water. So these reactions we call it as the neutralization reactions. Students, in 8th class you read about the metals and non-metals. This is also the pure form of the matter. Elements classified into metals, non-metals and metalloids. And there you read the chemical properties of the metals and non-metals also. So the metals, when react with the oxygen, will get the metallic oxide. Those metallic oxides possess which property? Basic property. And non-metals react with the oxygen, non-metallic oxide will form. Non-metallic oxide possess which property? Acidic property. Okay, now this neutral reaction will say that metallic oxide reacts with the acids, gives out salt plus water. This is also neutralization reaction only. Metallic oxide is nothing but base. It will possess the property of base. So, metallic oxide plus acid gives out salt plus water. Base plus non-metallic oxide gives rise to salt plus. This is also neutralization reaction. Why? Means non-metallic oxide is the example, it possesses the property of acidic nature. That's why. So base plus acid, non-metallic oxide gives rise to salt plus water. And also this neutralization reaction we will write it as metallic oxide plus non-metallic oxide gives rise to. This is the forms of neutralization. So the exact definition of the neutralization means when acid reacts with the base, gives out salt and water, and metallic oxide reacting with the acid gives out salt and water. Non-metallic oxide reacts with the bases, gives out salt and water. Metallic oxide plus non-metallic oxide gives out the salt and water. These are the neutralization reactions. So the acid react with the base, we will getting the salt and water. These acids will conduct electricity also. The acid, that's why we call it as the, when dissolved in the water, it will conduct electricity, we call it as the electrolyte. We have a small activity. So for this activity, up now we discuss the neutralization reactions. Okay students, now we have to go into discussing one more activity, that is the acids conduct electricity. For this activity we need 4 test tubes. They labeled them as the A, B, C, D. In the 4 test tubes we have to take 4 different solutions. In test tube A, I taken here glucose solution. In test tube B, I taken HCl solution. In test tube C, I taken alcoholic solution. In test tube C, I taken the sulfuric acid solution. A, B, C, D. See, in 4 test tubes, I taken 4 different solutions. solutions mean I diluted those in the water in aqueous solutions. Those we call it as the aqueous solutions, which will add with water. Those solutions we call it as the aqueous. The solvent is the water. Those solutions we call it as the aqueous solutions. In those 4 test tubes, those solutions, I inserted 2 electrodes and connected to a bulb. In 4 test tubes, I arranged 2 electrodes and I connected those 2 electrodes to the bulb. Okay, with the help of the connecting bulbs. And I will, in which solution the bulb will glow, we have to observe it. Are you guessing in which solution the bulb will glow? In glucose solution, the bulb will not glow. In hydrochloric acid solution, the bulb will glow. And we will observe that in alcoholic solution, the bulb will not glow. But coming to the sulfuric acid solution, the bulb will glow. So, in these two solutions, glucose solution and in alcoholic solution, the bulb is not glowing. But in acidic solutions, hydrochloric acid and sulfuric acid, will observe that the bulb is glowing. Why means when the acid dissolved in the water, or in the presence of water, it will liberate H plus ions. But when the acid liberate in the presence of water or in aqueous solution, H plus ions, that H plus ions will not exist lonely. Please remember, note this point. The H plus ions liberated by the acids in the presence of water will not exist lonely. They will come and join with water. By that we will get the H3O plus. So acids in the water liberate H plus ions. Those liberated H plus ions will not exist lonely. They will move. This is the ion, charged particle, and it is moving to join with water. So the moving of charged particle is nothing but electricity. For that purpose, the bulb is glowing. Are you clearing, students? So the movement of charged particles, you know it is the nothing but currents or electricity. For that purpose, we call it as the bulb is glowing. Okay, so when the acids in the presence of water or in the presence of aqueous solution only, they liberate H plus ions. Those H plus ions will not exist. That's why they will combine with water. By that, what will form? H3O plus ions. This is also called as the hydronium ion. We call it as the hydronium ion. So all acids will produce same amount of H plus ions in the water. Means how we have to measure it? Means we have to measure the concentration of H plus ions with the help of a scale. That scale we call it as the pH. Okay, to measure the H plus ion, there is the scale. That scale we call it as the pH scale. This pH scale consisting of readings 0 to 14. The pH scale consisting of means it consisting of readings. So those readings are from 0 to 14. So in the pH scale, when the pH scale introduced in any solution, the reading is between 0 to 7. That solution is acidic. The reading is exact 7. That is salt solution or neutralization, and the 7 to 14, that is basic solution. Are you clearing, students? So the pH scale is used to measure the concentration of H plus ions. So in that pH scale, the readings are 0 to 14. The pH scale reading in any solution is between 0 to 7. They are acidic in nature. Exact 7, they are the salts. The reading is between 7 to 14. That is the basic solutions. Okay, now these acids will not, dry acids means without moisture, they will not possess the acidic property. They won't turn blue litmus into red. In the presence of water only, they will release H plus ions and they will consisting of acidic nature, and they will convert blue litmus into red. And coming to the bases, all the bases will not dissolve in water. Only some bases will dissolve in the water. The bases dissolves in the water. Those solutions we call it as the alkali. The bases dissolving in water, we call it as the alkali. So coming to the pH scale 0 to 14, there is the range, it is there: strong acid, weak base, strong base. By moving from left to right, the STT nature is gradually decreasing and the basic nature is increases. So it is classified into strong acid, weak base and strong base. How we have to classify this? According to releasing of H plus ions. But coming to the bases, they will also release in the presence of aqueous solution. They will all the bases. Will you list down the bases? Some bases: NaOH, sodium hydroxide is the base, magnesium hydroxide, it is also base, calcium hydroxide, it is all consisting of bases. Bases are consisting of hydroxide ions. In the presence of water, they will also liberate ions. Those ions are OH minus. Okay. So the bases will release OH minus ions, acids will release H plus ions. Okay, by these concentrations we will state it how much the strength of the OH minus ions released by the bases. By that we classify them in the strong base and weak base. By the amount of releasing of H plus ions by acids, by that we classify them into the strong acid and weak acid. Acetic acid is the acid, but it is very weak acid. Why means it consisting of ions, H plus ions, those are very weak. Those ions are also called as the fever ions. Okay. Okay students, by classifying the strong acids, strong bases, weak acids and weak bases, what is the reaction when strong acid react with the weak base or strong base react with the weak acid? What the nature of these salts? Now already we know that acid react with the base, gives out salt and water. If the acid is strong acid, that strong acid react with the strong base, we will get the salt. That salt pH value is 7. It is neutral. That salt pH value is 7 in the pH scale. Exact 7. When it will forms means this neutralized salt, when it will forms means it is formed by the reaction between strong acid and strong base. If the reaction, the neutralized reaction taken between strong acid and weak base, the salt which is formed, it consisting of slightly acidic in nature depending upon the nature of the acid. Okay, plus water. Next, when the salt will be basic nature means that neutralized reaction taken between strong base and weak acid, whatever the salt will form, that is in basic nature. And again the weak acid, weak base will react, we will get the neutralized salt. So these are the types. Again the salts also types, that is the neutral salt, acidic salt, basic salt. Are you clear? When the salt is acidic nature, actually salt means it is neutralized, its pH value is 7. But some salts are acidic in nature, some salts are basic nature. When it will happen means the acidic salt is formed by reaction taken between strong acid and weak base. The basic salt is formed by the strong base and weak acid. Okay student, now I will really give some examples for the salts. Now we will see the salt. You know the common salt NaCl and potassium sulfate, calcium carbonate, aluminium sulfate. These are the examples for salts. Here see ma, sodium chloride is the salt formed by which acid? Hydrochloric acid. And which base? Sodium hydroxide. Here potassium sulfate is the salt formed by which acid? Sulfuric acid. And the base? Potassium hydroxide. Calcium carbonate is the salt formed by the acid carbonic acid and the base calcium hydroxide. Aluminum sulfate is the salt formed by the sulfuric acid and the base aluminium hydroxide. So these salts are formed by combining of this is the compound. By that we have to classify by which acid and which base. HCl, H2SO4, H2CO3 and H2SO4. Carbonic acid, sulfuric acid, hydrochloric acid. This is the salts. According to the strength of the acids and bases, we have to decide it is acidic salt, basic salt or neutral. And in our daily way which is in all our the nature is made up of around surrounding water, we call it as the matter. That matter again classified into elements and compounds. This acids and bases salts will come under the classification of compound. So surrounding we will find it in our daily way. We will these acidic nature substances, basic nature substances, and salty substances. So we will use that. What is the effects of that? First, next this is the summer season. Next we are entering into the rainy season. But students, the rainwater, which is it is the one of the purest form of the water, but it is also polluting. And one more polluting water when we will say means when we release the toxic gases into the atmosphere by burning of hydrocarbons. So by that what the toxic gas, carbon dioxide, sulfur dioxide gases we are releasing into the atmosphere. In the atmosphere when these gases will react with the water vapor or water, by that we will get the acids. They will form into the acids, they will mix into the rainy water, that water we call it as the acid rains. When carbon dioxide react with the atmospheric water vapor, carbonic acid will form, and sulfur dioxide react with the atmospheric water vapor, sulfuric acid will form. These carbonic acid, sulfuric acid, these are the powerful acids. These acids will mix in the rainwater. That's water we call it as, when we will call it as the rainwater means the pH of the rainwater is less than 5.6. The pH means the measure of H plus ions. The pH of rainwater is less than 5.6. When it will become less than 5.6 means when the carbonic acid, sulfuric acid will combine with the rainwater STT is pH value will become less than 5.6. Then we will call it as the acid rains. We will consider it as the acid rains. So what we have to do means this acid rains will fall into the, when the acid rains will fall, that water will flow into the rivers. The river is the source of aquatic animals, will damage the aquatic animals' life. So we have to neutralize it by adding the bases. This is the one more effect. And these acid rains will damage the monuments also. Present our Taj Mahal is also spoiling by the acid rain only. Okay. Next, coming to the tooth decay. Tooth decay means corrosion of tooth. Why corrosion we are saying means our tooth is made by a strongest material, that's we call it as the enamel. We call it as the enamel. It is made by the compound calcium carbonate. Tooth enamel is made by the compound, it is the hardest part in our body. So this enamel will not damage by the heating hot food, by heating so hot, but it will damage by the acids only. How these acids will produce in our mouth means due to the fermentation of carbohydrates. The tooth with the enamel is damaged and it will corrode, by the tooth decay will form. So calcium carbonate is the, so tooth enamel is made by the calcium carbonate. Calcium carbonate is corroded by the acid, strong acid. How in our mouth this acid will produce means by the fermentation of carbohydrates. So how we have to neutralize means we will brush it with the toothpaste. So toothpaste is the basic material. It will neutralize the acids which produce in our mouth. Okay. When we will say tooth decay means the pH value of saliva is less than 5.5. We call it as the tooth. When the tooth decay will occur means the pH value is less than 5.5. Then we will say it is the tooth decay. How we have to control it? How we have to neutralize it means by the toothpaste. Toothpaste is which nature? Basic nature. That's why we are neutralizing. How the tooth decay will form? By the acids. The acids will corrode the tooth enamel. Okay, so that's why we will neutralize it by brush with toothpaste. Toothpaste is which nature? Basic nature. Okay. Next, digestive system. Whatever food we will take, it will digest. How we will digest? In NS they will say that the digestive juices will produce in your stomach. They will digest the food particles. So the digestive juices are. Will you say what are the digestive juices? Yeah, it is the powerful acid HCl will produce. It is the digestive juice. So excess of HCl, by that we will call the STT. producing excess of acid in the stomach. That's we call it as the STD. How we have to neutralize it means by the antacids. How we have to control the STD produced in the stomach means by using the antacid. This antacids example is milk of magnesia. We use antacid as the milk of magnesia. Which is the milk? What is the chemical formula of milk of magnesia means MgOH. These are the mainly daily we will see these pH values and we have to neutralize it. These are the damages of. So we have to by neutralizing and we have to use it. So acid raise less than 5 points, the pH value is less, the rainwater pH value is less than 5.6. We consider it as the acid raise. So we have to neutralize it. The tooth decay means the saliva pH value is less than 5.5. Then tooth decay will occur. So we have to control by the neutralize it by the applying toothpaste number of times. Next, in digestive system, the digestive juices is excess, that is called STD. To control STD, whatever we will neutralize purpose, whatever you use, those we call it as the antacids. Okay, here milk of magnesia example for antacid. The chemical formula of antacid is MgOH. Okay students, today we discussed about the acids and bases, its chemical properties. Acid react with the metal, liberate hydrogen gas. Acids react with the carbonates, liberate carbon dioxide gas, and acids will conduct electricity. These are the three important activities. In your take a notes and write in your own words in 6 to 8 sentences. Okay, after find the H plus values in acids, produce H plus ions in the water. That is measured by a scale. That scale is the pH scale. It is introduced by the scientist Sorensen. Okay, so according to that, we have to measure the pH values of acids, bases and salts, and wherever we have to apply it to neutralize it, wherever necessary we have to by measuring and we have to apply it wherever necessary. Okay students, this is about the acid and bases. This is the half part we completed. Remaining will complete in the next class. Thank you for your attention. Have a nice day.
నేను మాత్రం మా ఇద్దరు పిల్లల్ని క్వాలిటీ ఎడ్యుకేషన్ అందించే ఉల్లంపర్రు మాంటిసోరీ స్కూల్లో మాత్రమే చదివిస్తాను. ఇలా అన్నీ ఉన్న చోట మన పిల్లల్ని చదివిస్తేనే వాళ్ళకి మంచి భవిష్యత్తు ఉంటుంది.
నాకు అన్ని నెంబర్ 1 కావాలి. అందుకే నా పెద్ద మనవరాల్ని అన్ని వసతులతో క్వాలిటీ ఎడ్యుకేషన్ అందిస్తున్న స్కూల్లోనే జాయిన్ చేశాను.
ఏ స్కూల్ సార్ అది?
ఉల్లంపర్రు మాంటిసరీ స్కూల్. క్వాలిటీ ఎడ్యుకేషన్ లో నెంబర్ 1, కల్చరల్ యాక్టివిటీస్ లో నెంబర్ 1, స్పోర్ట్స్ లో నెంబర్ 1, క్యాంపస్ లో నెంబర్ 1.
అది
మీ పిల్లల బంగారు భవిష్యత్తుకు మాది బాధ్యత.